WMDSF magazine.
Brings up the topic that happened when we were at Circle of Sisters, and you were on the panel with Tamar and Eric Benet, the journalist, TJ Holmes.
TJ Holmes, he used to be with CNN.
Right, and one of the actors from The Wire. There was a young lady in the audience who was opposed to the fact of keeping a man's belly full and his penis empty. And he got upset and he said, well, do you have a man?
Right, I remember that.
And you obviously didn't. So how do you feel about the fact that a woman is supposed to? And do you think, I mean, in this day and age, do you feel that it's okay for her to be balanced with the fact that she goes out as a working woman,
Yep.
doesn't necessarily have to come home to cook for her man, or maybe they change up the roles, vice versa?
The institution of marriage involves two people.
Mm-hmm.
And in these days and times right now, it requires, I mean, it's wonderful if one person can work,
Right.
and it doesn't put a strain on the relationship. But in most cases these days, two people have to work. And maybe you meet somebody who's career driven.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you should hold back or have that person refrain from doing what they do, because you want to make them happy as well.
Right.
I think it's a balance. I think, what we've gotten away from is supporting each other in great ways.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, filling the belly and emptying his penis is also a wonderful thing, and I think
Right.
that's important.
Right.
And as much as sex is not the thing solely that holds a relationship together,
Mm-hmm.
it is the most important thing that has to stay together. Because if sex is not in that relationship,
It's not going to work.
that relationship is going to start crumbling.
Exactly.
I'm not an expert.
No, it's true. I mean,
that.
on both sides, for women and for men. I mean, if the sex isn't happening, she's going to look elsewhere as well.
I think so.
Yeah.
I could be
It's
wrong.
important
And
for
look, if
all.
I'm wrong, please somebody let me know.
Let me know too. Send
Yeah,
it to
okay.
www.wmdsfbag.com. We want to know, because I definitely think it's important for everybody.
And-
I mean, the amount may not be the same for everybody, but
Right.
it's necessary to have it at some point in time.
I need the amount. But
What is the amount for Lenny Green?
hey, look, that's another story for another show.
No, this is the show. We promised each other that it was going to be.
That's why I had said to you a little while ago, when you asked me what kind of woman, I like a woman who's driven.
Right.
A woman who's career driven. A
Right.
woman who wants to have something out of her life. I want somebody who's busy, because you know what they say, an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
is so
So if
true.
you're sitting at home twiddling your thumbs,
Mm-hmm.
the least bit thing, the card is turned over the wrong way. That's going to turn into an argument.
That's so true.
I parked a certain way. I have a sparkle on my face. That's going to turn into an argument. Exactly. Which I may have one right now. That may turn into an argument. So the least bit thing, the adversary is always working. And give him a minute to kind of maneuver his way in there, and he'll maneuver his way in there.
Right.
So I think if you're busy working on your career and things are occupying your life, and I'm busy working on my career, and we're both there to support each other, I think that's important. But I have no problem with a woman wanting to do something. I mean, and make something out of her life, because I want to be proud of her. I want her to be proud of, more importantly, of herself.
Right.
Because if you're not proud of yourself, how can you be proud for me? How can
Exactly.
you be proud of anything?
And she might resent you for it.
And that's one thing I will never do. I will never hold back somebody from wanting to do something, whether it's
Exactly.
a career or even wanting to move away.
Right.
I've seen a couple, a very good couple, a friend of mine. One was an opera singer, and the other one was in my business, a radio. And I remember I was in their house one time, and she had moved to be with him from a job in radio. And they had gotten into a little, not argument, but disagreement. And she kind of put on the table, and obviously, if I'm telling you this, it never left my mind. She says, look, I gave up my career to come to you. And I was like, that ain't good. because
That is never
because
good.
obviously, she
No.
never forgot it.
Yep.
And
she's going to
that
live
was
with
a
that
trump
for the
card.
rest of her
Right.
life.
So
Yep.
she's like, I gave up my, and then what
And
happened?
there's nothing you can do.
That relationship ended up breaking up
Exactly.
a few years later.
Because she's always going to hold that against him. I moved for you.
That will never happen with Lenny Green. Nope. You got a career. I'm happy. I want you to have a career. You need to have a career. It's quintessential for you to have a career if you're with me.
Oh my God.
Quintessential. If you don't have a career,
It's time to move.
I can't.
You can't have one.
I can't even have a cup of coffee.
Damn. So no kids. And you got to have a career. You got to be driven.
Yep.
All right.
But you gotta be able to have kids.
Oh, jeez. You asking for a lot, lady.
Hey, look, I have high standards.
That's true. Hey, what is it?
Do you know?
He knows what he wants.
Do you know who I am?
Yes, we know who you are.
No. You really don't. I'm a son of a king.
I know that's right.
So if I'm a son of a king, I do have high standards.
That's right. That's true.
I'm going to bring something to the table and got to be held accountable for it. What do you think you have to do?
She has to be a queen too, right? Look at the OG.
Yep.
So let me ask you a dating question that we had posted on our website.
Uh-oh. I probably didn't see this one.
If a lady is feeling a guy and they are in a casual relationship, that's the key right there. They're in a casual relationship.
You got to define that a little better.
Well,
What's casual?
Casual means that there is no commitment to one another. They're having fun.
They're just dating.
They're dating. Casual dating. Remember,
For how long?
We had this conversation.
All right, but how?
Right?
You got to give me some filters. For how long? Casual dating. How long?
Let's say
Couple of
it's
months?
new.
Oh, a couple of months.
Yes. What should she do to get him to take her more seriously if she wants more? Now, in the beginning, they never said they were opposed to being in a committed relationship, but they started off as a casual.
You started off casual,
Right.
and you should.
Right.
I don't think you should meet guy, girl, and fall into a relationship. That was probably one of my early flaws.
Okay.
I think what you have to do, obviously, it can't be all about sex.
Right.
But the sex has to be good. But no, it can't be all about sex. If it's about sex, it's not going to last.
Right.
It's going to be just that.
That's that.
So hopefully, before the sex happens, and this is very important, before the sex happens, hopefully you see the potential in this person. You see the quality of person in this. It's still casual, so you don't know this person very, very well.
Right.
But hopefully you see the potential of what's to come. Pay attention to his relationships in his family, especially his mother and father, if there's either party.
Do you think it's fair to judge off of that? If, let's say, a guy comes from, a broken family, do you think that
I came from a broken family.
Right. So do you think it's going to be, you said pay attention to the relationship.
Pay
so
attention.
Do you think it's going to be a predictor of how he's going to be in a relationship?
We are all reflectives of our environment.
Right.
The last time I checked, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. So, you're not a carbon copy of people.
Parents, right.
But you got to look at the relationships around him. You got to look at the relationships of the various friends that he might have in his circle. See what kind of people he rocks with. Are they quality people? Are they ratchet? It makes a difference. It really makes a difference because then you can understand him as a person.
Right.
So before you ask that question of should I take this, because it's a casual relationship, and that's the problem that women make so quickly. They rush, even though they're not rushing, they're rushed to try to get to first and second base without paying attention to the early signs of what's going on around them, because you can't I don't know if you really fully get to know a person from beginning to end, especially in the very, very beginning. But you can kind of pay attention to the circle and the quality of people that can circle in, because obviously if you're my best friend and we're around each other
all the time,
a lot, you must have a character that I'm attracted to,
right.
that we bond well with.
Right.
All of my friends who are close to me, they have similar characteristics, and you could tell how they are based on the quality of person they are.
Right.
That's reflective of me, because obviously I appreciate that, and that's why I allow myself to be around them, and that's why we bond well. And it's even people in the industry. People who are really down to earth in the industry, I got a great relationship with. People who are plastic and phony, that's not me. So I don't know if I answered your question precisely, but if she wants to make it serious, I would say first, take your time. You just met the dude.
Right.
Give this dude, before you take it serious, I say give him 364 days from that first day you met him. And I promise you that you'll meet a different person on the 364th day. Because by then, you would have seen a great majority of his personality on many different levels.
Right.
And you would have had an opportunity to see how he is as a person, how he treats people, And if you really want to be involved with this, and if you don't really want to be involved with it, well, you know, ladies, how y'all do. Y'all do what y'all do. Y'all, you know what, ladies.
Wait, guys do it too, though. Guys do it too.
We may do certain things, but trust me when I tell you, we don't do it as good as you.
Really? Oh, because you guys not as slick. You think we're slicker than you? Is that what it is?
Slicker than grease.
Oh my goodness.
You know that.
All right.
Melanie, except okay, present company excluded. Is that
Okay.
that's a good
That works.
disclaimer? You and I don't believe it. But
Really?
really, I think at a time in your
See how
life before you came to the level of status
We kind of
where
talked
we
about
are
this
right
on
now,
the radio.
you probably was just as slick as grease as well. Look, ladies, I'm not faulting you. I'm just saying you are very good at what you do.
We're going to speak on that in another conversation. We're going to move on from that.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself an old school gentleman or a modern man?
Both. I'm a Renaissance.
That's
So I'm an old school gentleman
mixed with me.
mixed with a new man.
Okay. How do you feel about your woman being the breadwinner in the household? Is that a threat to your ego?
Not to me. The more money, the better, baby. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's what I'm saying. She has to be driven.
Right.
If she's driven, I'm excited.
Right. That
Look, I
motivates
need you to have that money. Yeah,
more.
have that money, because guess what? I don't need to be doing this. I know I'm the man, but I don't need to be going like this all the time. Do I have to pull out the money all the time? I don't want to pull out the money all
That's
the time.
true.
Can't you pull out the money?
That's true. But how do you feel about, because there was a question that came up. When you go on a first date with a woman, like an official first date, do you think that it's okay for the woman to pay, or is it better for the man to pay on the first date?
The way society builds us, it's ideal for it. The way society is, they want the man to pay.
Right.
Men love gestures, even if we do pay.
Okay.
Ask at least to know, and a lot of women won't agree with this. I know you're not going to. Some of you are not going to agree with this, but just say, as a courtesy, are you okay?
Right.
Do you have it? That goes a long way with a guy. A lot of ladies look at men with wrong intentions, through smoke and mirrors. And y'all sometimes have your own private agenda that we don't even know about.
That's true.
And sometimes, some guys, especially wise guys, they know about your agenda that you're doing, but they just kind of go with the flow.
With it.
But you know that you're in there just for the fact that he drives a nice car. You know that you're in there just because you know he has 6 figures. You know that you're in there because of what lavish things he likes to give you. And you're just dealing with the circumstances until you get tired of dealing with it, then you're going to push off and do something else. So, one of my best friends, his name is Joe Hart. He says the way you start is the way you finish.
That is so true.
At the end of the day, look,
Yep.
you're going to get what you're going to get. But realize, if you want to sit down and you want to play at the table with sharks,
know that you're going to get bit.
you could get bit along the way. Now, if you don't mind bleeding, or you're just that kind of freak, that's cool too. Because
Some
I know
people do
some
like a little
ladies,
S&M.
yo, I do know some ladies who like to get bit. And I could be just a wolf to bite. But hey, that's
He's
the way
doing
it is.
some biting, boy. What's the one thing Lenny Green can't live without?
I can't live without ice cream. But I've learned to live without ice cream.
Is that the one thing?
No, I mean, the one thing I can't live without is having God a part of my life. That is the most important thing. Because I wasn't blessed to have a physical father, but I have one of the best fathers that anyone could ever ask for. So that's the one thing I cannot live without, God being in my life. And I'm not holier than thou. I don't walk a straight line. I do wrong just as much as I try to do right, and I'm still trying to work and getting myself together at the end of the day. So I can't live without God in my life.
I know that's right. That's the one whole thing that has kept everybody grounded.
Yeah. Well, I only know
For
about
yourself.
me,
Yeah, I'm the same
myself, and I. And I know, you know, there's a record out right now, and depending on when you're looking at this, you can pull it up. It's by Kim, Patti LaBelle, and Ronald Isley. And it's a real easy record. It's called Jesus. And that record really touches my soul every time because it's reflective of if I had thoughts, if what I want to say or to someone on what Jesus means to me, it would be reflective in that song called Jesus. Kim, Ronald Isley, and Patti LaBelle.
Wow.
Listen to it.
I I gotta get that one.
Yep.
More homework for me to do.
More homework. You got. I hope you have a 5, category book that you could start jotting down your stuff in.
All right, I have one more dating question for you. So, if a man cheats on a woman, and the woman decides to take him back, do you think there's a small part of that man that has lost respect for her for taking him back after what he did, or sees her as a step over?
You know,
Because of it?
no. I think a lot is weighing on it. I think he has a lot to live up to, because for her to regain her trust. Because see, when you step out of a relationship, trust is like a piece of thread, and if that thread is broken, it's hard to get that back. And a lot of guys, the fellas who are watching us right now, he knows that if his woman stepped out on him, the chances of him taking her back is slim to none. In most cases, but it has happened.
Right.
But if a woman decides to take you back, I think you have a lot to live up to, and obviously a lot to gain her confidence back. I don't think it demeans the woman in any way, shape, and form. I think it really reflects her love, obviously, and admiration for this man, that she really wants him a part of her life. But she really has to do a self-examination before she allows herself to take him back. And she has to really evaluate, is it worth it? The value of where the relationship is, and the potential. I mean, you really have to, because look, depending on what kind of creature he is, some guys knows how to flatter beyond flatter and make you think that these chairs that we're sitting in is gold and velvet crushed. And for those who know how to play the game like that, cool, but know who you're playing with, and be honest with nobody but yourself at the end of the day.
Do you think once a cheater, always a cheater?
No, I
You
don't.
think you could be reformed?
I think you can be, but it can't be the other person.
Right.
That person in themselves has to be willing to change.
Right.
If that person isn't willing to change within themselves, it's never going to happen. You may want it to happen. Their family may want it to happen. I've heard of people, they got real close to the guy or to the girl, and either one, because ladies do cheat. We did talk about that. Ladies cheat. But they got real.
Throwing ladies on the bus.
No, I'm just keeping it real. That's all I'm doing. I'm just exposing y'all,
Right, that's true.
Take it off. But, I forgot my point.
See?
My
He
point
getting
was,
ready to throw us under the bus, and he forgot his
no, I wasn't going to throw you on the bus. But the bottom line is that, it's a sensitive area. It really is a sensitive area. I'll stop it.
Okay, so to wrap it up, where does Lenny see himself in 5 years?
I see myself in a radio perspective in 5 years, probably in 60 markets around the country, because The Quiet Storm with Lenny Green is a syndicated show. So I see myself having a wonderful kickoff to a television career. I see myself in 5 years finding a good relationships that I'm settling down into. In 5 years, looking for the next level. I think I have a strong adrenaline. I'm a beaver, so I'm always working at trying to do something. I don't wait for opportunity to come. I think. Well, yeah, I think it's important for us to, we all say, I'm waiting on God, but I think God wants us to be doers. He wants to see how proactive you are. You could be waiting on God, and He understands that. But I think He wants to see, well, what kind of assertiveness do you have? What kind of, goals are you trying to reach? What kind of effort are you trying to make in trying to reach your goals? And I think if He sees those qualities in us, I think He will, and we're really sensitive to living our life the way He wants us to, I think He will grant us those opportunities and those blessings. I could tell you that I'm living my dream. I'm living the life that I asked God for me to live. I dreamt that I had the job before I had the job. So I see so much for my future. I don't see an end in no time soon. Obviously, we're all destined to leave here just as much as we are here right now. But, I see myself just embracing my family, and in 5 years, my mom is 88 now, so she'll be like 90-something in 5 years. And you know, I want to be able to give her. I can't give her everything of what she's given me, obviously, but if I could just give her a little, and just have her like, you know, look, spend your winters in the warmest weather, travel. I can afford a person to be her companion and travel with her, and I'll meet her up with her on certain occasions. That, you know, that would bring me joy. Bringing me joy would be bringing my mom and my family happiness, and making sure they're happy. Because at the end of the day, if I make sure other people are happy, I'm going to be happy with them. We're all here to do something, and I'm here to pass blessings along and to help people.
Exactly. So for Lenny Green, what's your New Year's resolution? Aside from the weight loss, we know
Yeah,
that.
you know what? Weight loss, maintaining my health is key. To just be a better person, and work harder in advancing my life, and praying a lot, because that's the only way my advancement in life has come, you know, in prayer. So New Year's resolution, just to be a better person at the end of the day. And if I'm a better person, I can assure you that people around me, you know, will feel that love.
Exactly.
So I pray for that.
Well, thank you, Lenny. It was such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Always
I
good
appreciate
talking
it.
to you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. May
And
God bless
many
you.
blessings in 2004.
And you know what? This is going to be a blessing right now, and
Yes,
I'm
it
speaking
will.
this into existence, that this will definitely take you to the next levels of where you want to go.
Exactly.
You just stay
We're
true
going to
and
do it
passionate.
together, right?
No question. No question. Now, when you if you should surpass me along the line, and I don't get an interview at that stage, well,
we're going to take you with us. Don't worry,
okay,
Lenny.
because
We're
you know,
going to take you with us.
I just am from Brooklyn.
Yes. Brooklyn is where it's at.
I know how to
started
get
in
ratchet when I
Brooklyn,
need to
too.
get. You know what I'm saying?
I was born in Brooklyn too, so
Oh,
Brooklyn
you were?
rings up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what's up. Even though you don't live in Brooklyn no more, huh?
Listen, we're not
Wow.
gonna talk about that. That's a whole
It is
nother
what it is.
topic. That's a whole nother topic. Okay, Lenny Green, The Quiet Storm, 107.5.
And you know what? It's on WBLS in New York. But please make sure you follow me on Twitter at Lenny Green, on Instagram at Lenny Green, on Facebook, Mr. Radio Lenny Green. Just stay connected to me. And if you become a part of my text club, more importantly, my text club is really easy. Just text the word Lenny, Lenny, to 55469. And that way you stay abreast to everything that I'm doing all around the circle. And for those of you in 2014, get ready. We're doing a few Caribbean trips. That's all I'm going to say.
Can I come too?
Most definitely.
We're gonna be there.
Ladies, bring the bikinis, but be able to wear them.
Take care.
WMDSF Magazine.